Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at the week 9 application questions. So the first question says, viruses can be highly contagious and sometimes deadly. A virus has emerged and nothing is known about its transmission. The virus has an infection rate of 62% every week. It is considered uncontained and will grow exponentially. When discovered, 120 people are affected by the virus. Write the equation for the virus population growth. So for this question, we're going to need the exponential growth formula, which I'm going to write for you guys here on the screen. And it is a great idea to go ahead and add this to your notes because you will need this formula. It's quite common when it comes to exponential growth. Okay, so A is going to be the present value that the growth causes. The capital P would be however many, in this case it would be however many people they started with. Inside here, R is going to represent the rate at which the growth is occurring, and T stands for time. So we're not solving anything here, they just want us to write an equation, so we're going to fill in what we know. So we've got an infection rate of 62%, and we've got when it's discovered 120 people are affected. So we don't know when it's discovered, but we do know when it's discovered, meaning that is the very first time. So 120 is going to go here. A equals 120 times 1 plus the rate is 62%, but we're going to write 62% as a decimal. So here we're going to write 0.62 to the T, and then we don't know the time, so we're going to leave that. And you could simplify this out if you wanted to. A equals 120 times 1.62 to the T. So the same thing here, write the equation for the virus population growth. So we just did this in the previous question. So I'm going to copy the formula that we came up with because we are going to need it. 120, 1 plus 0.62 to the T. Okay, here's our question. How many people will be infected by the end of week 5? So what variable is this? Time. Yes. So instead of T right here, we're going to put in 5. So A equals 120, 1 plus 0.62 to the 5. Okay. Instead of doing all this, we're going to use Desmos over here. Now, I highly recommend using Desmos Scientific Calculator when working through these problems because you'll have access to that on your exam. I know, super awesome, right? Okay, so all we're going to do is type in what's over here. So we've got 120 times 1 plus 0.62 to the 5th. Okay? And it calculates our answer for us. So I'm going to write A equals 8.925. I'm just going to leave it right there. But we do need to round this. And our question is asking for number of people. So we're going to round it to the nearest whole number because you cannot have a percentage of a person. So 1,339 people. %, of people infected with the virus will die. If 350,554 people are infected, how many people will die? Okay, this is a proportion problem. We have three numbers that we know, and we need to find the fourth. So let's set up two equivalent fractions. So 19%, when I see that percent, I know that this number is going to automatically go over 100. Why? Well, because that's what a percent is. It's a part out of the whole, which is always 100. And then also they give us another whole here, and we want to know how many deaths will happen out of the total number of people. So the total is going to go on the bottom, and the unknown will be on the top. Okay? Now, let's cross multiply. We can do this number here times 19, and I'm going to use my Desmos over here just to help me out, and since I have it, make it a little easier on myself. Times 19. 19 gives me that number right there. Okay, and then I cross multiply the other way as well. 100 times x gives me 100x. Okay. Then I'm going to isolate the variable, and to do so I'm going to divide by 100 on both sides. This is going to cancel, and I'm going to get x equals, again I'm going to use Desmos over here to help me. Divided by 100, it's going to give me 66,605.26. And again, we can round because they're asking for people to the nearest whole number. So it's going to be 66,605 people. Okay, the half-life of polyjuice is 12 hours. A patient is given a 5 milligram dose at 11 a.m. What is the correct half-life formula? Okay, so here I'm going to give you guys the formula that's going to be on your formula chart. Now, this is going to be super helpful, so that's why it's on your formula chart, and you'll have access to it the whole time. So N, this is a half-life formula. N equals N sub naught, parentheses on half, and then in your exponent here, it's going to be T over the half-life, which is written like this. Okay? Alright, so just like what we did in the other ones, let's fill in what we know. So we know that the half-life is 12 hours, and we know that the patient is given a 5 milligram dosage. So this number this N right here is going to be the same, because that's typically what we would solve for. Not always, but sometimes. N equals, and then this is the starting value, which is going to be the beginning dosage. 5 milligrams times 1/2. We don't know how much time has elapsed, but we do know the half-life, which is going to be 12. And this number 11 a.m., that's just the starting time. No time has actually elapsed yet. Typically, they will give you how much time has elapsed, and then you can fill in that T. But right now, this is the they're just asking for the formula. They're not asking us to solve or anything. So we're going to use this, so keep this handy. Okay. So now, just like in the previous problem, we're going to use the equation for half-life that we just created. So I'm going to rewrite that here. So we've got N equals 5 parentheses 1/2, close parentheses, t over 12. Now remember, 5 is the starting dosage and 12 is the half-life, okay? All right. How many milligrams are left in the patient's system by 5 p.m.? Round to the nearest tenth. All right, so t, to find, they're giving us t, but we have to find out how much time is elapsing from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So we've got 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5 p.m. That's going to be 6 hours. So for t here, we're going to put 6 instead. And we are going to solve for n. All right? So 6 divided by 12 is going to give us a half. And this equation right here, we can type into Desmos, so we don't have to do all of that ourselves. So let's take a look. And you'll be able to do this on your test as well. So feel free to use it, start practicing, get comfortable with Desmos now, because you will have access to it. Times 0.5. Oh, to the 0.5. Okay, and so we get this number right here. So n equals 3.5355. So it says round to the nearest tenth, all right? So I've got tenths place here. This is a 3, so the 5 is going to stay the same. So n equals 3.5 milligrams.